Hello students, welcome back. So in the last class, as we discussed about networks, there we have started the discussion on the topology. I have mentioned some of the topologies like mesh topology, star topology, bus topology, and also the ring topology. And I think I have explained the mesh topology, that is with a diagram like this. There are 5 nodes I have taken. There is a formula for that, finding the number of links required to form a mesh topology, that is n into n minus that 1 divided by 2. That was the formula. So now, as I have shown that in the mesh topology there is a dedicated link between every other nodes from A to other nodes like B, C, D and E. We had a dedicated point to point link between those nodes also. So for today's topic we have to discuss about star topology, the second topology, and we have to discuss something about what are the advantages of star topology and also disadvantages over mesh topology. That is our concept for today's class. Fine. Now as you can see, the figure shows that how that star topology appears to be. So as you are seeing right now, there is a hub which is called central controlled device. So there are number of stations are there, like station 1, 2, 3 and 4. Those stations are nothing but the devices which can be able to transfer data for other nodes. So whether it is a computer or any other device which can be able to communicate with each other. So in the star topology, there is a central hub and the devices are connected to the particular hub, and there is also point to point dedicated link between hub to the device, not to device, that you have to keep in mind. Again, there is a point to point connection will be there, but that point to point link only refers to the central hub. Okay. So for any information can be communicated with other station, what it does is, the say in this diagram you are seeing that station is there, the number 1. So that station has to send the information to the central hub. Okay. Now I will represent that. See, here the station 1 can send the information to the hub first, then that hub decides whether the information can transmit to which station. There it will be decided through its physical address. We will discuss about addressing later. So from that we will see, for example, here if the information is transferred to the hub from the station 1, okay, that is hub can decide whether the information is transferred to the station 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. If from the station 1 any system wants to communicate with station 4, station 1 has to send the information to the hub, and here the hub decides with its physical or logical address whether the information is transferred to the station 1, 2, 3 and 4. Accordingly, it will transfer the data from the station 1 to the station 4. Okay. This is the simple concept of the hub, and the advantages is here it, as I compared this hub to the mesh topology, cables are required very less, because though it is a point to point dedicated link connection is required, but we are not connecting from every device to every device. Say for example, station 1, if I consider this as station 1, there is no link between station 1 to the station 4, station 1 to station 2, station 1 to station 3, like that. But we have connected all stations together with the hub, so that hub can decide whether the information can be transferred from station 1 to the station 2. Okay, that is the concept right here. So as compared to mesh topology, hub topology requires very less cabling, and it is very easy to install, because only we have the central node and we have to connect all other nodes to the central controller. You can call hub as a central controller also. And false isolation or fault identification is easy as compared to the mesh topology, and if any one of the station goes down, and it will not affect to others. That is major advantage of the star topology. Okay. So now here I will show that advantages and disadvantages again. So as I already shown the diagram of the star topology, here as I told, in star topology each device has a dedicated point to point link only to central controller. Usually we call that central controller as a hub. Okay, fine. The devices are not directly connected or directly linked to each other unlike mesh topology, but the devices are connected to the central hub. From the central hub other devices are connected with the link. Okay, the controller acts as a exchange or data exchange you can call, because as I told, the here you can see the diagram that it is one laptop is connected to the central hub. From laptop 1 to laptop 4, if you want to send the information, the information is transferred to the hub, then hub decides which laptop has to receive that information. So this central control device is called as a hub. So hub acts as a exchange or data exchange. If one device wants to send it to another, it sends data to the controller, which then relays the data to other connected device. Okay, a star topology is less expensive than a mesh topology. Okay, because less cabling is required, obviously it will be a less expensive than a mesh topology. Okay, and each device needs only one link to, that is input output it to any other number of any other devices, because we connected to central, from the central device it will go further. So this factor also makes it easy to install, as I told. And the other advantages of this hub or star topology is robustness. Robustness in the sense, if one link fails, it will not affect to the others. Okay, so only that link will be fail. For example, here if this goes down, see I will write here, if this goes down, it will not affect to this, not affect to this, and not affect to this. So obviously only you can replace this affected device, others are remains the same that are already communicated. Okay, this is also advantage of the star topology. And okay, as long as the hub is working, it can be used to monitor link problems, bypass defective links. If hub is still working, then it is very easy to understand where there is a fault. And the one of the big disadvantage of the star topology is dependency of the whole topology, on a one single point, that is hub. Means, say for example, if hub goes down or something happened to the hub, if hub is failed, the entire system goes down. That is a major disadvantage of the star topology. Okay, although a star requires for less cable than a mesh, each node must be linked to central hub. For this reason, often more cabling is required. Little more compared to other topology, more cabling is required. As compared to mesh, less cabling is required. Okay, this is all about the hub star topology. Okay, the next topology is known as bus topology. Right now you can see that bus topology on screen. There is a single line from end to end, if you can see, that is marked with a thick black line. That line we call it as a backbone. Okay, so I will write that. Say for example, here it is mentioned, so you can write backbone. Here backbone in the sense, there is a cable or there is a long cable from end to end. That long cable is referred as a backbone of the cable. From their backbone we are taking some lines to connect to the devices. There I have mentioned station in the sense those are also devices like a computer or a laptop. Those lines are taken from the backbone. Those lines are called as a drop lines. Okay, and to connect drop line we have to use tap. Tap is nothing but the same way we connect to the pipes in our regular life. Like one big pipe will be there. For our home we have to take one tap to get water from that particular pipe. So the same way tap we have taken, means we have cut that backbone and taken one drop line from the backbone to the station. That is called as a backbone or drop line. So this figure refers to bus topology. Okay, so as compared to other topologies, sometimes it needs less cabling because one backbone will be there. In a single room, if you wanted to connect a hub or star topology, there you have to keep somewhere on the room as a hub. From hub to every station we have to take a line. As compared to that, bus topology is less cable required, because one line we have to take from the backbone. From each station we have to take one drop line, we have to connect to the backbone, that's it. That is the connection of the bus topology right here. Okay. And some advantages and disadvantages as compared to other topologies, we can say there are some advantages also, disadvantages also. In this bus topology also there is a point to point connection. Point to point connection in the sense, here you can see for this laptop or for this device there is a one drop line which is connected to the backbone. This is also one drop line will be there, here also one drop line will be there. So this is called as a point to. But other topologies we have point to point connection, but we are taking all the connection from one line. So this is called as a multi point connection. And remember that always bus topology has multi point connection. Okay, fine. Okay, one more thing I have to mention right here, as long as the signal is transferring the data, or as long as signal travels along the backbone, some of the energy can be transmitted into heat. So because of this heat, if you take longer cable or if you take longer distance to send the data, because of this transferring energy into heat, our cable becomes weaker and weaker as long as travel further. Okay, that is also disadvantage. This limits the number of taps, also number of distance we have to limit for particular distances. Okay, so this is a advantage, or this is also called as disadvantage of the bus topology, and we will discuss some advantage and disadvantage of bus topology. And the advantage is it is very easy to install, or you can call installation is very easy. Okay, backbone cable can be laid along the most efficient path. Here most efficient path in the sense, if you are connecting this topology in any room, it is very easy to take one big line from one end to other end. From that particular line we can take drop lines and connect other devices. That is very easy to use the space. So we can call it as the most efficient path we can connect to the bus topology. In this way, bus uses less cabling than a mesh. As I already mentioned, bus topology uses less cabling than mesh and also than star topology. Okay. In a star, for example, 4 network devices in the same room require 4 link, but in a bus only 4 drop lines are required, only one backbone is required. Okay. And the disadvantage of the bus topology is that it is very difficult to reconnection and fault isolation. For example, here it is diagram is there. For example, here the third one failed. Okay, the third device is failed working. So all information is going from this end to other end. If fourth is laptop is here, say for example, I will take the second device that is here. If second device is failed and the data which are transmitting to the third device, that is not transferred properly because of this fault, and it is very difficult to identify which device is goes down. So that is a major disadvantage of the bus topology right here. Okay. A bus is usually designed to be optimally efficient at installation. It is very easy to installation, but it is very difficult to identify where there is a fault. So we call it as a fault isolation is very difficult, and it reconnection is also very difficult. It can therefore be difficult to add new devices. Why we call it as a difficult to add new devices? If already some devices are connected, so if you want to add a new device, we have to take a tap and we have to take a drop line. It is very difficult to connect that, because if something goes down, the other device also stop working. So that should not be happen. So that is a disadvantage of the bus topology. Signal reflection at the taps can cause degradation in quality. Okay, means if it is transmitting into heat, some quality of the data transmitting will be decreased. That is called as a degradation of the quality. So this is the disadvantage of the bus topology. Okay. Okay. As I already explained this disadvantage, in addition to fault or break in the bus cable stops all transmission. For example, say I will draw one diagram right here. Here it is a bus topology. Once again I will draw. For example, if this is a backbone like this, okay, say this is a backbone now, okay, if this is a backbone, now we have taken some many lines from the backbone to connect other devices. Those lines we are already called it as a drop lines. Okay, here also one drop line I will take, here also one drop line I will take, here also there is a drop line. Say here we have connected a devices. So this is one computer, here is one computer is there, here is also one computer is there, here is there is a system. So okay, one more I will take, that is okay, here is also one system. Now from the system 1, say this is a system 1, this is 2, I will call this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. Now if the system 2 is failed, say for example I am taking, if the system 2 is failed, so I make it as a red. If this system is failed, and it will stop the data transferring from system 3, system 4 and system 5. This is the major disadvantage of the bus topology. Okay, fine. The next topology is known as a ring topology. It is like a, it seems like a bus topology, but it is not a bus topology. There we have to design the topology in the fashion of the ring. As you are seeing now, here this is called as a ring. The same way we will take, we used to take taps in the bus topology, we are taking repeaters in the ring topology. Here there are stations are there which are connected. Here again it is a, it seems like a multi-point, but we are also calling this as a point-to-point link, because every other node or every node which are connected by other sides are like a multi-point or like a point-to-point connection, you can see. Okay, see, each device has a dedicated point-to-point connection with only the two devices on either side of it. It means that from this device to this device there is a dedicated point-to-point connection, from this device to this device there is a dedicated point-to-point. Other side of the devices have the point-to-point connection. If you take entire, that becomes a multi-point again. Okay, a signal is passed along a ring in one direction. Say for example, signal may transferring from here to here this way or other way. It will not transfer the both the way. Signal cannot transfer either side of it. Only one side signal can transfer. For example, from the first system to other system, the data is going to send. Okay, see I will draw here. From here to here data can be sent. Say for example, this PC to this last PC, if you wanted to send the information, that will goes here. If this repeater identifies whether the signal is receiving or a proper signal or data is proper to accept. If it is not, it will send here. It will check if the data is same which this system wants. If it is not, and it will send to other. So like this fashion, it is go on sending data from one direction to other only in a single direction. So this is the connection of the ring topology. Okay, so each device in the ring incorporates a repeater. As I told, when a device receives a signal intended for another device, it will transfer again. So a ring is relatively easy to install and reconfigure, because if this is failed, we can identify this is failed and we can reinstall it. Okay, as compared to bus topology, each device is linked to only its immediate neighbors. So here you can see, for this immediate neighbors are this one and this one. These two are connected like a point-to-point dedicated link. Okay, the only constraints are media and traffic consider actions, because it has to travel for each device, then only it will reach the final destination. So traffic problem will be there. In addition, fault isolation is simplified. Okay, as compared to bus topology, fault isolation is easy, because if any one of the device between these other is failed, it will not affect all the system, only those particular neighbors will be affected. Okay, so If one device does not receive a signal within a specified period, it can issue an alarm. Okay, that is the updated thing, that here you can get where there is a fault. The alarm alerts that the network operator to problem and its the location. So if it tells the location where is the problem, it is very easy to identify and reconnection or reconfigure. So that is the biggest advantage of the ring topology. However, unidirectional traffic can be disadvantage. This is a one disadvantage of the ring topology. It means that if the signal is traveling from this to this, it will not travel same way back, only one direction. If device is here, here is also device, here is also device, here is also device, and it has to reach at the end only. Though it is a very near to the sender, receiver is very near, but it has to go this way and it has to come back. That is the disadvantage of this ring topology. Okay. In a simple ring, break in the ring can be disable the entire network. Okay. It means that if the ring failed here, okay, say for example, I will once again I will erase this all diagrams and I will explain this how this disadvantage becomes. Say now, if this ring has a break, means cable is cut here. So if the data is transferring from here to like this, so if there is a break here, it will not go further distance, means this device will not receive, this device will not receive same way this and this. So these 5 or 4 devices cannot receive the data because of the break in the ring. This is the major disadvantage of the ring topology. Okay, fine. This weakness can be solved by using dual ring, or one of the new topology is there. We have to make dual ring, and that disadvantage can be eliminated, because one way we have to send the data. If it is not working, other way it will go. That is called as a dual ring. So here we are not interested to discuss about that dual ring topology. Okay, ring topology was prevalent when IBM introduced its local area network. Means International Business Machine has introduced this topology and they have used in their LAN cables, LAN network. Okay, so this is all about our topology. One more topology is there. We call it as a hybrid topology. Here I will show the diagram only. So this is a hybrid topology. Hybrid topology is nothing but which is a combination of many other topologies. Like it may have star topology, it may have bus topology, it may have ring topology. Here in the diagram you are seeing, there is only star topology we have used. If you are seeing that hub is there and other devices are connected to the hub, so obviously it is a star topology. And if you observe the particular first line, there is a backbone and stations are connected to each other. So this is a bus topology, and it is a mixture of bus topology and the star topology. So this kind of topology we call it as a hybrid topology. Some disadvantages also will be there, because we are already using star topology also, bus topology also. Bus topology has the disadvantage, if backbone failed, entire system goes down. So here the third or middle line goes down, the middle system, these three will not receive any data. Okay, this is all about topology. Fine. Now you have to write some questions based on that. So I am giving that. Here I will write some questions so that you can write the answers and submit to me. Okay. So the first question is write write the different topologies, or I write mention, write and explain different topologies. Okay, with their advantages and disadvantages. This is the only question. There you have to explain all the topologies and you have to write the diagram, and you have to write the advantages and disadvantages of that particular topologies. Okay, fine, thank you.